Okay, yes, this is the first Still MCR podcast, and I'm joined with the Bluntskins. How are you doing, everybody?
All right.
We've got rappers Bill, Sykes and Cheech, and we've got the producer Pro P. Yes. And no Martin Connor today. Where's Martin?
He's on an island in the middle of the Atlantic.
He's on a side quest.
He made a load of money with some antivirus software and just kind of gone crazy on bath salts. So
it's just in his compound.
Yeah,
most of the time, isn't it?
Doing well though.
Oh, that's
doing
good
well.
to know.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good to know. So we're going to catch up, talk everything Bluntskins. Going to talk about the new album Skunkadelic, which I've heard, and it's absolutely wicked.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it really is. We've got to talk about your new video as well, and yeah, pretty much just. But first of all, congrats on the achievement. Is it your 6th album?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's number 6. Yeah,
I stumbled our way to 6, like semi-accidentally.
like Sizzler.
Yeah.
Like thousands of albums.
Like, what's his name? Yeezy. No. Yeah. No, Gucci Mane.
Is he also on his 6th album?
No, way more than that.
Yeah, everyone
made,
every
like-
week. Mixtape King.
He made more than that in prison.
That's it. But the thing is with the 6th album thing, the reason I say that is because not many crews, especially, get to the point where they've been working together
Yeah,
consistently. You know, you've had the same producer for 6 albums.
Yeah.
You've not even ripped each other's heads off yet.
No, and we very rarely, like, we used to get more features. Like you said, there's only one beat that we've ever released that's not produced by Pro P. Like,
I noticed that on your 2 most recent albums.
Bill's contributed to some beats and Martin as well, though, on some of the albums.
Yeah, I think with the
like
Space Combo thing, we did a bit of like mixing it up, kind of work together on some stuff.
But for this album in particular, there isn't any features, is there?
no.
It's just pure.
Well,
pure
actually,
Bluntskins.
no, there's some guest instrumentalists.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
Yeah, it's got some musicians.
Paolo.
yeah, so Paolo, the guitarist, is the main one, actually, isn't it? Did we
Yeah,
get
it's
anyone
added to
else?
3.
Yeah, so Paolo's added guitar to 3 tracks,
Yeah.
including Skunkadelic, like the lead, the title track. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, no features, no guest verses.
So before we proper jump into talking about Skunkadelic, because I want to give that a lot of time, first of all, just start from, I say the beginning, but not quite the beginning. I just want to know where your sort of love of hip-hop came from. Obviously, you've all had a different experience of that, but if you want to start first, Bill.
I think really I was into skateboarding and stuff, and back in the sort of mid-90s, and it was like pretty hip-hop like influenced, or definitely the group of people that I sort of skated with. So I think really from that, and you'd hear sort of a bit more underground hip-hop on like skate videos and stuff, so you'd end up knowing about artists who weren't necessarily in like the limelight. I mean, I've always sort of like rap music and stuff, like even as when I was like younger than that, like the Out Here Brothers and like Coolio and stuff, rest in peace. But yeah, I think, you know, they just developed into liking more sort of lesser known stuff, and then I got into like DJing and making beats, and then finally like writing.
You paint as well, don't you? So you've
I do, yeah.
3 of the elements there.
That's
Do
it.
you spin on your back?
That's the only thing I can't do. Spin on my front. Yeah, but no, it's breaking. I'm not too good. I can body pop a little bit, but I don't think I can show that off on a podcast. So.
How about yourself, Cheech?
Yeah, I could body pop, yeah. Probably, well, yeah, actually, funny enough, I was saying today, the first music I can remember is See You When You Get There by Coolio. My dad had that on CD in the car, just a single. But like, I think growing up, my cousin was quite into hip hop. He's a bit older than me.
Older
he was like, quite into the Beastie Boys and Mr. Scruff.
Can I just interject with Fuji's The Score as well?
Yeah,
I think
that's a
pretty
massive one.
seminal album,
definitely. And
Proper
then
90s album.
Yeah.
when I was in like year 7 or 8, 50 Cent blew up.
Yeah.
That was like...
Yeah. That was the hip hop for us.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't really quite for us.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
So I go
same
back,
era.
I have so much love for like
G-Unit.
Yeah, honestly. And then I think like when I was at college, meeting people at college, like people that have made music with as well.
How did the Bluntskins come together? I know that you both were rapping before the Bluntskins were formed, so if you could just go back to them times and just explain a little bit about, you know, maybe was it through the cyphers, through the Golden Egg Nights, or was it sort of a bit different? Did you hit each other up?
I think we got, like, Mothership and TNC started kind of
so for those who don't know, Mothership was your original crew, Mothership Connection, and TNC was Bill's original crew.
Yeah.
And TNC was going for a long time. When did TNC start?
Probably like 2005 or something. It was like, I think we were all in sort of the second year of college, so yeah, a while ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we're technically still a crew. It's just we're all in like different bits of the world, like Jam's in Spain, Joey Ava's in Berlin, Chalk's back in the UK. So, but it's just one of those. We're all still good mates and stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing with a lot of these collectives, especially. Yeah. It's all based on the friendship.
There's some new Mothership music in the vault that's coming.
Sick.
So we're again also still active, just about.
Yes.
Holding on for the truth.
Yeah, so I think we met around then, and then Bill and Pro P lived together at the time.
Yes.
Kind of started recording with Pro P quite a bit.
That became a bit of a music house.
Yeah, because Kydro was in that house as well.
So with the first release being 2013, was Bluntskins a thing back in 2012?
Just about,
Is
probably.
this your 10th anniversary
We probably
year?
didn't have the name in 2012.
Yeah, I think because we'd start working on the tracks initially, didn't we? And there was even a few other tracks that were...
Sack of the Best was going to be a tune of mine featuring Bill, and I think Bomb the Bomb or Mellow, I think the same was going to be a tune of Will's featuring me, and then it just kept going.
That's been a long time, and the thing I like about the Bluntskins is that we'll get more into it, but like the sound has grown over the 10 years as well.
Yeah,
you sort of especially if you just sit down and like taking your whole discography, you can sort of hear like ideas coming through on the earlier albums, which have then definitely been perfected by the end, especially with bringing in Martin and all these kind of different elements as well. And your production's just been clear throughout, to be honest. But it's definitely with the Bluntskins, it's a bit different to some other groups. I would say is that you've not really been too it's not been too obvious, like the direction it's going in, but it is organically.
Yeah, it sort of makes sense. I mean, I think from project to project, we've probably done that. Like maybe look back on the last thing we've released and sort of worked out like what worked and maybe what didn't work as much. And so each time we're releasing something, I think there is a bit of evolution in that. Which helps. I think the only thing that it was like really Space Condo was done sort of as like a bit of a side project, and that ended up like running along for a few years. I think it was like, so I think with that album it doesn't necessarily, when you listen to it, it's not as influenced by the album.
I'd say like Skunkadelic is a sequel to Medic.
It's like
So as a listener, for me, and I've looked back through your discography over the past couple of weeks and stuff, so for me, Bluntskins album's introduction, Cali Kush reaffirming that introduction and some great features. And was that the album that you had the big link-up tune on? Bit Money Funk, or was that the next one?
Next one. There was one
on the first one as well, on the last track.
Yeah, we did it.
Return of the Blunts.
I think had more people on, didn't
Yeah, Return of the Blunts. That's the one that had Bit Money Funk. Yeah.
And then that one was you had a tune on there called Something Different, and it literally was a bit something different, wasn't it? From the Bluntskins. Obviously, you've got your main topic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which is
illegal.
And then, so from Return of the Blunts, there was a bit of a break on the releases.
Yeah.
And then you came back with Medication.
Yeah.
And Medication, from as a listener, was a bit more of a reflective album from you guys, talking about some different kind of subjects. I wouldn't say it was political.
No.
But you've given opinion.
I think there was a bit more of like, a bit of like maybe a lens on sort of mental health with that as well. I think we all went a bit deeper with like exploring more of sort of like, I don't know, like more like emotional content. So it does have that to it. I think it's out of all the albums we've done, it seems like it's got quite a lot of heart to it and stuff like that. So.
And then, like you said, from there you then released Space Condo, which is the more intergalactic, experimental concept
Yeah, a bit more
album
synthy
kind of
based, and I think there was no real samples. I don't think.
Yeah, more like
The idea was driven by the sound. Like the sound came first, didn't it? But
Came from the production.
Yeah.
What was your influence with the production?
Well, we made the beats like over quite a long time and for that one, so I can't really remember the start and exactly. There was a beat called Space Condo, the first beat I think we picked for it, and so I think it was more Bill ran with the idea. I had like the beats in it. I was making like a variety of beats.
There was
Bill,
definitely
like,
a
sound, and then once you get like 2 or 3, you just then start like making more beats and on that.
So, for me, listening to Skunkadelic, I think you've kind of taken from all those other projects and brought it all together. You're all sort of coming from each song sort of is that one's a little bit like the one from the Medication album, or that one's like an obvious just like party banger like your first couple of tracks, and I do hear all of that. Was there any sort of overall concept for Skunkadelic?
That started in lockdown, like, and quite a bit of it was made pretty quickly, like. And that was the first stuff I wrote after Joe died, innit? And like I didn't think I'd ever make music again at one point.
So for those who don't know Cheech, Joe was in Mothership Connection.
Yeah.
And
passed away over lockdown, so this is all the first stuff I'd started writing.
Yeah, it's a really nice tribute in there to Joe as well.
Yeah, and I think totally. So I found it quite therapeutic, but it was all. I think the whole album's been quite driven in how it's been made. There's been.
It's a very positive album.
Yeah, definitely.
It definitely is.
Well, it was like we started it at the end of lockdown, so then it came out of lockdown. So there is. I think that's what it.
Yeah, there was kind of like a bit of a waiting for things to reopen kind of vibe to it, wanting to come with something that's going to get like the party going a bit. So.
We thought obviously things can't get any worse now. Like,
Yeah.
everything's going to be okay now. Like.
Yeah, you've got that tune on there, Started Something Big. That's a big positive tune on there.
Yeah.
You've got the P-Funk influence obviously on the first one. That links again back to Mothership Connection and Skunkadelic, Funkadelic, like it's all sort of merging together.
What you can hear on this as well is maybe definitely like Martin coming into his own more with like the hip hop
Martin's
sound.
got a rap verse.
Well, this is it, So I think it's like.
I was like, wait. Yeah, that is Martin spitting.
This is it. So I think he's smashed it really in that terms of thing. But I think, because on the first sort of album, he didn't feature on that, and then he sort of became part of the crew really towards the end of the second album.
Yeah.
There's 2 tracks on Cali Kush with him featured, and then from there onwards, it was
one of them is Everybody, which
is kind of one of the bigger tracks we've got. So. It just seemed like a natural progression for him to sort of become involved with it. But I think with that, it's like he's now grown with the sound a lot more. So it's like, and it's almost like we're all on the same page with it. It's not, you don't really have to...
kind of what I was getting at before. You can definitely hear that you've all like... progressed together, but also you kind of
bounce
what he
off
might
each
do,
other.
And you can hear that in the tune. It sounds fun.
That's
basically.
it,
like the best kind of concepts where they're like, there's a lot of like concepts on it, but they're all fairly like loose. It's just like a vibe or like an idea, but not like a strict. Like, because obviously Space Condo was a concept album.
Yeah.
But it's not conceptual in that sense. But like every track seems to bring something different. I think can say something different.
Yeah, I mean you touch on some of those same kind of similar themes, like the reality themes and stuff in the VR tune and things like that. But musically, how have you sort of approached this album? Have you approached it any differently, or has it been over a long time?
It often depends what beats get used. Like sometimes there's probably like a couple of tracks on it where I've said, maybe use this beat, and then other tracks are more, I'll just send selections into it to them and they'll pick, and then we kind of like build the ideas sometimes from that. Someone might put like a verse down, and then...
So there isn't any really set way that you
Well,
approach
obviously,
it.
like I try and make beats in a certain sound, but like I say, it just depends whether the inspiration comes for that beat. Might be it comes off
the beats.
So
the beats grow.
I make stuff like in a vibe, and then it's just what gets picked out of that.
Like the instrumentals grow with the vocals, because it all like the kind of
you have a bit
If
of
you
like a
heard,
bear
like, the-
of like, you know.
Yeah, if you heard the
tracks
original
of it.
beats for each track, like they're very different to like the
Yeah.
kind of finished
Once
product.
Martin gets on it, sometimes you might have to then change the structures or
Yeah.
like play around with it, and then you might try and add more.
And where's a lot of
things
the
or-
sort of sampling elements come from for this album, or
This one, it's just a mix again, I think, really.
Some of it sounds like Mark Robinson, like with the horns and that.
Yeah, there's definitely like
Some
probably like
different-
quite a few with the horns.
I
and
think
this
there's a
alongside
tune-
a period around when made the beats for this album where I was using a lot of those.
yeah,
type of
there's a
sounds,
tune on
but-
there for every sort of hip hop taste though. I think.
Yeah.
Which is something that you guys have done really well at. Really, you sort of you've got them sort of party tunes. You've got the more some of the beats on it. You've just an R&B tune on there, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think with Martin, like, there's no one else in like UK hip hop, or like you don't even need to put UK on that, like that makes music like us, and I'd stand by that. Like, it is unique, I think. Like, and like, yeah, I think we all feel the same about this album, that it is kind of like a culmination of like
So a bit of
everything that's come before it.
Bluntskins in the final, maybe not the final form.
No, but yeah, it does feel like it's like there's a lot of synergy to it. It's sounding really good. And I think all of our work comes together quite organically. Like,
Got any favourite tracks from the album?
I do, but I know it always changes. It's like in the past I kind of prefer stuff, and then
I like It's a Slap, but it's not. That's the one track that's not actually got Martin on it. But
I quite like Dr. Big Shot.
That's
One of my
that's
favourite
great.
stuff
Yeah,
there.
it's
Yeah.
just
I do,
got
I
good,
love- I like- I love-
it's funny
I
kind
love
of.
VR and like yeah.
Suppose they all mean something
They're all
different.
great.
In
Yeah, I think that's
different
it,
ways,
yeah.
really, don't they? Yeah.
Like Started Something Big's a great one as well. Really, that's a dead catchy one.
Yeah, it's good because it's kind of, I think it's second track, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
on the order we've got at the minute, and I think that just kind of works. It's like, it's just kind of it does feel like a very much like it's opening up the concept. So
And the like this title track is great as well. Like I think.
Well, I've had a sneak preview of the video for that, so I was wondering if we could talk about that a little bit. I know you're the video guy, Bill.
yeah, so over lockdown, I went back to uni and studied visual effects. So it was more kind of because I've kind of taken that path through the Bluntskins stuff. So in order to promote what we're doing musically, I've been making the videos and doing design stuff and like sort of exploring that more. Yeah, so I designed all the albums and
You did the video. People probably know best. Everybody.
yeah, everybody
Just
and.
the sort of South Park themed.
Yeah, that's it. And I
mental.
kind of semi-taught myself to like animate to make that. That was like through watching like tutorials and stuff online, and just there was a lot of problem solving, and it took a while. You know, it was several months of work, but it definitely was worth it. And I think that then inspired me to then pick up other skills surrounding like visual effects. So as part of my uni project, I used this video as like kind of to cover the bases in uni, but then I was also making a video for us really. So the video I was working on it for like a year, you know, so but then adding different elements to it and learning stuff as I was making it.
So essentially, obviously, not sure if the video will be out by the time this comes out. Should it be out?
Yeah,
When's this coming out?
possibly might be.
Whenever. We can do it before or after. I really don't mind.
It'll probably be out.
Yeah, the video will be out.
Could put some clips in here.
Yeah.
Do like
Yeah,
a little-
yeah,
Go
yeah.
to this link here.
Yeah.
So, just to sort of explain what you've actually done, Bill, because I don't think people understand the sort of levels of what you've done there. The grey area shot in the video is not reality.
No, it's a 3D model.
Yeah.
So I basically 3D modelled like
Every bit of Rizzler.
yeah, that's it. Us, we're 3D model. No, it's so like yeah, all the environments are sort of CG, and that was part of stuff I had to learn for the course. And we like filmed in like a green screen studio.
Crazy.
So
Is that a good day?
Yeah, well, we've got a couple of like behind the scene pictures. And
yeah, we
we'll
did a
make sure
few.
to
We
share
did
it.
several shoots as well. And one of the shots we did, we actually got our friend TJ. Who runs Dolan Classics on Instagram if you want to check it out. He's a classic car guy, and he lent us like an MG for the day.
Nice.
And we got that in the studio, so it was pretty cool, like filming like with a
We
big
had, like,
car and
we had like a room one time we went, didn't we?
yeah, we
Rooms,
set
so
up
it was
some
a set,
studio
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So Yeah, it's all sort of sets and green screen really. There was one shoot we did in town just for sort of little like sort of performance bits, and yeah, we just all kind of got pissed and went round town.
Didn't record
There's some good shots.
Yeah, there's some bits in there.
I think
and
for me especially, I reckon you
but
can pick out I'd been at City, had been playing Liverpool in the afternoon, so I'd like said I'd try and pace myself, and I think I did. Started drinking about 1.
Yeah, there's some gold B-roll stuff from that shoot.
Behind the scenes.
That's it.
So, what is the sort of the relevance of the Grey Area then? For those who don't know, it's a coffee shop in Amsterdam
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
where you frequented.
this is it. Like, it really came about through the Everybody video, and because the storyline in that is that we're all sort of going to Amsterdam to do a gig, and it's like we're all South Park characters, and it was just like sort of one of those things. It was just a stop in the video, really.
I had never met Martin, by the way.
At this point,
before that video came
Oh, really?
out. So when I met Martin, I was like, it's like the video's fantastic and the character's great. I was like, you don't quite look like how I expected.
You don't quite look like a South Park character.
yeah, you don't look like just a South Park guy.
You had like a Hawaiian shirt on, did he?
Yeah. And I think that was it. With that, I was just trying to, bring out people's personalities in the visual character. But yeah, the Grey Area thing sort of started with that. So once they saw that, they just loved it and they shared it and they put us on for some show in Amsterdam. So yeah, we shot a video there. So we've always had like quite a good sort of relationship with them, and
They give us a discount when we come back.
yeah, that's it. They always sort you out.
Save on the table.
Yeah, this is it.
No. There's 2 tables.
It's usually a queue outside that one, isn't it?
Yeah, queue for the table. But yeah, no, the top lads, and I think they've always backed what we're doing and stuff. So it was just a nod to that, really, and because it's featured in so many of the other videos, it just seemed like maybe tying that into the new project just was quite a fun way of just touching back on some of the things we've done and stuff.
And can we expect any other videos for the Skunkadelic album?
Yeah, so there's some in the pipeline.
One that we.
Yeah, there's one that might already be out.
Of a track. It's another great track actually. It's All Relative, and we shot a live version of that at. I can't remember the name of the studios, but we'll have to share the link because it was sick. But my mind's gone blank. But yeah, so we recorded. We just did a few goes of the track, recorded that. So yeah, it's going to be like a bit of a, just like a live video in a studio.
Nice.
Basically.
So what's been your, obviously that would have been a highlight, but what's been one of your favourite videos, well, not just from this album, but throughout the discography? What's been one of your favourite videos?
I think Bomb the Bomb was quite funny, man. That day we just kind of got a bit drunk, dressed as clowns, and went to the local park, and it's
just to Fletcher Moss.
Yeah, and there was a point because my partner Emily, shout out, she did the driving on that day, and she drove us to the park and stuff.
She had a car with 3 clowns.
But yeah, we were all packed into this tiny car, and it was like we were all dressed as clowns. But she was struggling to park at one point, and I think this other driver was just laughing because it was they're saying 10 of us are gonna walk out.
That's
it's quite funny, man.
Coming up with these creative video ideas from the get-go, really. That's one of the things also that sort of stands out with Bluntskins.
I like the Sweet Ganja video because that was like a...
Is that the one?
Yeah, it was in Dam, and we
weekend
just had a good time, didn't we?
We got
Really
smashed, really.
Yeah.
I was on a train to meet everyone in near Amsterdam Uni, which is near the Ajax Stadium, and I was on with our camera guy Loz, and shout out Loz, and these Ajax fans on who were they were a bit rough, to be honest, and they were coming over and they were like, oh, are you into football? And I was just going to say no, and Loz was like, yeah, Man City, and these guys just the room just went a bit weird,
getting chased with flares.
So but nothing happened in the end, and we got smashed, as you do.
Any more plans to go out to Amsterdam?
It's been a while.
Yeah, I think it's on the cards. We definitely need to return. I wouldn't mind going to Barcelona as well.
I'd
So
like to go to Barcelona.
if there's anyone with a Barcelona cannabis club hookup who wants to
There's a few over there.
put us over on for a show, we'd be
Yeah.
more than happy to come and smoke your weed for you.
Yeah, yeah. Anywhere that has places that sell marijuana.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, America would be ideal, wouldn't it?
It would actually, yeah. So
Nothing in Dubai, I can't have a tour out there.
You quoted that in everybody, didn't you?
Fuck that place.
I want to do a show in Dubai.
Yeah. No,
So talking back on live shows, you've had some great shows, haven't you? Really, you've been supported a few big UK and American hip hop acts as well.
Yeah.
4 Hours,
yeah,
Homeboy Sandman.
yeah.
Any more to list off?
We did the Amsterdam gig was supporting the Far Side.
that was
Really?
cool.
Sick.
We did like Big Daddy Kane, didn't we?
Yeah, early on.
Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
Do you want to shout about that one?
Antwerp Mansion as well. Yeah.
That was like back when.
And that was like, I think at that time, because I was like, I would have been heavy into like, not that I wasn't into, like, not that I didn't rate or wasn't into Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
I remember watching him perform, just like, oh my god, this guy is amazing. Like,
Yeah, I still listen to Big Daddy Kane.
yeah, me too.
It
I think.
puts on a quality show, and it's just kind of
Oh,
iconic.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
was. Did we do the Jizzer? There's some crossover, that might have been Mothership. There's like crossover.
Yeah, because we used to do quite a lot more support stuff in Manchester. It just seemed like there was more kind of.
Beat Nuts was a really good one. We
Yeah.
were supposed to support them like a year or two earlier, and they couldn't get over the
Yeah.
visa issues. And then when it did happen, it was a really good show.
They're cool as well, man.
Yeah,
like,
they were dead sound. That was
It's
a.
just about that experience as well.
Yeah.
Just meeting different groups and stuff.
We supported Rag and Bone actually, didn't we?
Yeah.
Really? Was that before?
At
Was that
Soup
before
Kitchen.
or
Yeah,
after?
Soup
Human.
a tune, I think, didn't they?
It was he was with Stig and a Dump
Yeah, it was a
at
decent
Soup
show,
Kitchen.
man.
That was
Oh,
a really
sick.
good show. Yeah. Yeah, loads of good. Yeah, it's good. The 4 Hours. The first time when we did it, we supported like they did like a High Focus tour. So there was like that was when Ocean Wisdom was still with them, and they had like Dirty Dyke. Oh no,
Yeah.
oh, no.
Yeah.
Too many T's as well. They're
Yeah,
good
Too
guys.
Many
It's
T's.
like a
was
little
a-
bit of an all-star
A
line.
great
that,
show.
yeah.
That. Too Many T's are really good actually. That was at Death Institute, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, the High Focus guys as well, all dead sound when we've sort of linked up with them.
Yeah.
I think recently that 4 Owls gig, that was good because we'd not done anything for a while because of lockdown and stuff, and it was the first sort of big gig back really for us,
Yeah.
where a big nice crowd who were just into it. It was
popped off.
just, it was real good.
Good night.
What are some of your favourite Bluntskins tunes to do live?
It's difficult because I think in a way, when you like always making new music as well, like I
Last time I
always
saw
do.
you, I thought I'd not heard it yet, but that was the first time I'd heard Skunkadelic.
Yeah.
And I thought
Yeah.
that's definitely
That is great,
It's
yeah.
great.
It's got a bit of a sing-along
That's
quality
it, yeah,
to it
yeah.
as well because we do the hook quite a few times near the end. It sort of that gets the crowd singing it. I think, man. It definitely gets the
How
energy
about
going.
You Pro, any ones that you just love to do live?
We do like set ones, don't we? Often on a lot of the sets, so
Yeah.
we probably have like 6 or 7 that we always
You've got
do, and
loads
it
to
varies,
pick
so
from now as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that depends.
I like doing Blaze that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke it.
Yeah. I do a bit of flibbity dibbities.
Maybe I suppose
you
for
get a
me
lot
it's
of
maybe the ones towards the end of the set because it's good. Like the last bits, like if you've had a good set,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
play
yeah.
the last ones at the
Every-
end. They're the ones I enjoy the
sometimes,
most
like-
usually because it's like you've been
Relax
doing the
a
set for 40 minutes, you know, and like
I think sometimes like
it's gone
everybody,
well,
for
you're like,
example,
that's
feels
good,
like a
yeah.
bit of a chore because like
done
I
it so
reckon
many
loads
times.
of acts will have that about certain tracks, but then we start
Do
doing
you,
it.
do
and
you
it
say
is-
that because that might be one of your...
That's the one we've done the most.
Yeah, I
No,
think
that's
it because
right, okay.
we've always sort of added it to shows, haven't
Yeah.
we? And it because it's quite an older track. It's just it's one of the ones we've sort of just played.
But then
on.
when we start doing it, it's great. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
that's
yeah,
it.
alright.
You always get a good response. I mean, I'd say like different tunes maybe work differently for different venues and
Change
Yeah.
events
the
and
set, don't
stuff.
we?
Yeah,
Depending on what we're playing often as well. Like I say, we have a couple that we generally play, but
Yeah.
we can change the set. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like
We did
could do
the,
2
like the
gigs in
four
different weeks,
the 4
and that's
hour
all
show. We
different set,
didn't have Martin with us unfortunately, so we had to like that was a rap heavy set, obviously.
So that's brought me on to the next question. Actually, although Martin's not here, could you just sort of describe like what that did to your live set, bringing on a live singer? It must have had quite a big difference to you guys. Did you sort of pick up anything from him? Did he pick up anything from you?
Well,
I know Martin's from a singing background.
I think we've all definitely learned from each other. But yeah, he made us raise the levels.
I think he's a very good stage man, and he's very used to it and comfortable with it, just because he's performed live so much. Because outside the Bluntskins stuff, he's regularly doing sort of gigs and shows and stuff. So. I think he's just very much in his own skin on stage, and
we have great patter.
Yeah, it's funny. I think it's kind of
well. Yeah, he's brought that out in us definitely. I think if we didn't have Martin, we'd still just be like, I play the next tune and just do the next tune.
Yeah, it's like just taking it to that little next level, isn't it, when you've sort of got a bit more engagement with the crowd, because obviously it's something that. It's not just like sort of a rapper's thing, especially with when you've come from doing like live mic ciphers and all stuff like that kind of thing. It's a proper step up, isn't it?
Yeah,
doing
totally.
a full show.
Yeah.
And I think like if there's ever any like technical issues or anything like that, you could just sing.
Just fill the gaps.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, I think in bringing him in as well, he's got a lot of links to live musicians and stuff. So there's times when we've done performances where we've had a live band and that.
And how's that been?
Amazing.
Yeah, it's well good, man. It just kind of every time it's slightly different, isn't it? So it's just adding like it just adds a new like layer
it's
to it.
Great energy,
it's good
to have like all those extra bodies and instruments on stage.
And drums behind you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more sort of moving parts with it, so it can be quite difficult to arrange and stuff. And I think with us being independent artists, there's not really tons of money in what we do, so it's like I think it's weighing that up as well. When you're getting professional musicians in, you're kind of wanting to sort them out, but at the same time, like not be getting paid.
Going back to that point there, the independent artist point. With you being about now for almost a decade, how do you feel like the game's changed a little? Or is it not for you? You're just doing the same thing, making music with your friends and just putting it out?
We'd have probably always had to carve our own lane anyway.
Yeah, because of the topic and kind of the subject matter. But
it's kind of like it's funny because I've just studied it, but like it's interesting, but it is. I mean, it is. Everyone knows what it is. Like it's like TikTok's the big thing now.
Yeah, there's like a lot of money in trends, isn't there? And I think that's something we've never just changed up what we're doing to fit that narrative. We just do what we do, and
that's
so
the challenge for these artists now that do get picked up off the back of the trend, who like sign a deal and then like.
But I think that being said, the sort of fans we do have and the people who are following it, this is it. They are very sort of loyal in that sense. So
I think all artists at the same time can like learn to go with the latest, not the latest trends, but kind of utilising.
It's like adapting, bring something new to the table.
Like, TikTok is the devil necessarily. There's people that do really well off it, making good content, not just music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just about I think like one thing you learn like for a decade or more making music, which is we've all been doing it for more than a decade. If you don't want to be bitter, like you learn to be quite patient anyway. There's not really. Like this album's probably been close to completion for like we've not added a verse or recorded like a final take properly on this album for quite a while. Like it's just been chipped away at. It's not been the longest time either, but like there's been a few times where we thought we might drop it and it's not quite, and it's been worth waiting for certain
get that timing.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing that we've maybe learned as well, because we have dropped albums where we had a lot of moving parts that we wanted to bring together and that they hadn't all come together, but we just kind of carried on anyway. I think Medication was like a good example of that. Like, so yeah, it's fine. I'm quite relaxed about it. Definitely enjoyed making this album, which is like the main thing. I just want to get.
Absolutely.
Well, I think that's it. We'll just keep doing it because we like doing it. I think that's and I mean it's nice to have, like if if we went platinum or whatever, but it's just reality.
It's one of them. I think this album deserves recognition.
Yeah,
I've
for sure.
thought that about everything we've dropped to some extent. But yeah, you just kind of gotta.
Feels like
try and get it out there.
Feels a bit more like the most accomplished sort of album, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
And I think.
Yeah, like I said, listening to it, you can sort of, obviously I'm a fan and I've heard the rest of your stuff, but you can definitely sort of piece together, like, you know, it's sort. I won't say come into your own, that sounds stupid, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
sort
for
of,
sure. Yeah.
It's the penultimate.
Yeah,
I think and it's like, I think I had a chip on my shoulder for a while that like people thought that all we did was rap about weed and that's like what our music was. But I mean, one, we kind of made a rod for her about with that anyway.
There's almost like an element of trying to prove that it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna keep the weed stuff in.
I know,
like,
but too, it's like it's cool anyway. Like it's fine. It's just like I think also like it's enjoyable just making music about it.
The irony in that though, in you thinking like that might be what people, you know, get from the Bluntskins, is that if you do sit down and listen to your stuff, you're talking about stuff no other rappers are talking about.
Yeah, that's it. So it's like coming with those different angles. And I mean, I've always like loved smoking weed and listening to music. So it's kind of like the two things sort of go hand in hand a bit. Like,
yeah, they do.
Like you say, you've touched on everything now. You've touched on, you know, politics, you know,
that's it.
mental health,
Doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then bringing in some of the like comedy aspects as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I don't think we ever take ourselves too seriously, and that's like evident in the live shows.
Yeah, definitely.
And like,
where do you think that sort of the comedic influence comes from?
I think it's just good to be able to laugh at yourself, and we're all into the sort of same comedy, innit? So we've all got a similar.
Do you know what?
sense
No,
of
like,
humour.
I like in more recent times stuff like People Just Do Nothing. To be fair, that's like they just crack.
Yeah, I could see you in a mockumentary.
I think I'd love to do something like that.
So this is the hip hop intros game. What I'm going to ask you to do is imitate the introduction of these hip hop tunes that I've gave you.
Yeah.
Using sounds, not words. It's a bit like something that you may have seen on television before.
But we're not.
But for copyright reasons, we're not going to. Never mind.
Yeah.
So, if you want to go first, Cheech, and it's up to Pro and Bill to sort of guess what this track is. Come on. Helping you out, eh?
I mean, I'm at the end of the intro.
Any idea what that one was? Any idea at home?
CJ knows. I mean, she wrote
It was like starting to sound familiar, but then nothing.
Do it again.
Oh yeah, reload.
Rewind.
Hey, knows it. Time's up. Ja Rule, living it up. Oh, come on. That's the warm up. That's the warm up. Warm it up.
It was the only one I
That
could
wasn't a
do.
bad attempt. That was not
the
a
only one I
bad
could do.
attempt. That was a pretty good attempt.
How do you want to do this, Stu? Shall I do the first one and you do the second one?
Has Stu seen him?
He's not seen them, so he could guess as well.
Stu could just guess all of them.
Go on the guessing, yeah.
Probably heard them.
Okay. Alright. Dun 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 dun
Title.
Boom, boom.
Brooklyn Zoo.
Brooklyn Zoo, yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Can't remember.
No, it's not. It's the other one.
Shimmy, shimmy, ah.
Yes. Shimmy, shimmy, ah. Shimmy, ah. Shimmy, eh.
Sweet. Smashed it.
Round two.
Can't actually remember how. I can't do the first one without imitating the actual lyrics. I can't I can hear the beat in my head under it, but then I can only hear
It's
the.
alright.
But this one, I mean, how does it go?
not even sure what that is.
I can't. It's a
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to do it any better than that.
Oh gosh, I can't. No.
Oh, anything. Oh, Black Buster Rhymes or something.
Yes, Buster Rhymes.
Was it Night Rider one?
I reckon you go one more time on the da-da-das.
That's what it reminded me of. Like,
Oh, I know. It's
What's
the
it called?
yeah.
Fast start.
Break your neck.
Oh, what's the song called?
Was it?
Is it Break Your Neck, Barbara?
It is.
Alright.
Next one.
Right. I think this is right. Okay, so. The
Remnants of the
Yes, got the artist.
P-Rock and CL Smooth.
Yeah, man.
Nice, that was quick.
Who gets the points? The person who does a good intro or the person who guesses it?
I don't actually thought that far ahead.
Not really.
We're going on. I think it's back to 2-1.
Right. Din 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 din.
Is it a hit?
Got the name and the title. Well, sorry,
Yes.
artist and title.
Is it? Oh, what's it? Is it Rapper's Delight by Grandmaster Flash and
Hill Gang.
Sugar
Yes,
Hill
Sugar Hill Gang.
Right.
Classics there.
First hip hop tune in this thing, is it?
do 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 do.
Outcast. So fresh, so clean.
Yeah.
Is that all
I
four?
think you've smashed through them.
No,
You've got one more.
I've got one more.
Because my last one I can't. I know the song, but
Do you want me to do it?
I'll guess it right though.
Well, you would guess it right, yeah.
It's a guitar, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like, but I can't.
Is it?
I don't know.
Come on, this is like a UK. This is UK. This is UK hip hop at its finest.
Come on.
I'll do it for you again.
Is that how the intro goes?
It is. Do you want the first line?
I think if you sang it, they wouldn't get it.
Go on.
I woke up today with this feeling.
It's is it S Club 7?
No.
Is it? I said hip hop. It's 5. It's
Yeah.
hip hop group 5 that were around.
Yeah.
Remember?
Spelt
J Nabs.
five.
Yeah, 5 with a
IVE.
5.
Number 5.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because you didn't actually put the 5 on this.
Oh,
so
sorry. Yeah.
I thought, I don't know, that's the intro to that one.
Have you got your last one?
This last one, yeah, I feel I'm gonna have to do some sort of beatbox type thing for it. Right, so. It's like
Hey,
a.
good at that.
Did it drop it like it's hot?
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
Snoop.
See?
That was quick. That was impressive.
Yeah, man.
Oh, thank you
Synergy.
for
Smashed
playing.
it. We got.
That's how you make an album.
Your
That's
first
how
one.
you make an album.
So, just very quickly then to wrap it up. Anything that you've been listening to recently? It could be Manchester, UK, US,
I
further.
really like NSG.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they make the best music in the country at the minute. They're just the vibes are just sick.
Yeah.
But also I had Black Thought's album in the last.
Yeah, I listened to that. Sick.
I've been on. I go through spells. Maybe everyone does of like listening to new music
Listen
and
to a
going
lot
back
of
to
R&B.
like old familiar. Yeah.
Listens to a lot of 5.
So yeah, a lot of 5.
That was in there for Cheech.
Yeah. But like I'd like the Sonny Jim and the Purest Things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that Black Thought album.
That's the White Girl Wasted album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to that. It's sick.
JID.
Yeah,
Jid.
yeah.
I guess both.
I think it's Jid. I like that Eddie and Eddie tune that he did.
Yeah.
It's sick.
His new one's good.
How about yourself, Bill?
In terms of hip hop, I'd say like UK stuff like Juggernaut's pretty cool. Check some of his stuff. And with like the US, like kind of like the Griselda stuff, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean it goes sort of
Lloyd
without saying,
Banks
doesn't
did
it?
a tune with Conway that I've been bumping quite a
Oh
lot.
really?
Yeah.
Recent one, yeah.
Yeah, called Menace.
Quite like the Crime Apple stuff as well.
Yeah.
It's like nice beats. And
Rock Marciano and
Yeah.
Alchemist. There's been like loads of. Bronson's last project was dope. It's a really good. I think we're in a really good era for hip hop. Actually,
yeah, it's
people get
some good stuff coming back
people
through.
get funny about it and kind of.
Yeah, it's the age-old conversation. Isn't it?
Well, there's a lot
You
of
really,
lot of
you
good
don't,
music.
you really don't have to listen to certain parts of it, and there's
Well,
still
that's
a
it.
lot
I
of
mean,
people out there
and there's
who-
always been shit music as well.
No,
like,
yeah,
it
it's
just
nothing
doesn't
new.
really get remembered, does it? So it's one of those. Everyone
Yeah.
looks at the past with sort of rose-tinted glasses. I
Yeah,
think there was a
yeah.
lot of one-hit wonders and shite out.
Like Vanilla Ice and shit.
Well, he was alright.
He's no Jay from Five.
No, he wasn't. No
It's
apps.
no fun.
So yeah, thanks for the chat, guys. Really appreciate it. And
been a pleasure.
Skunkadelic,
Thank you.
the release date, we'll let you all know about that.
Yeah.
And the video will be coming out before the release.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wicked. So
The
that's
ultimate
Skunkadelic
momentum.
video.
So when you see one, you just
Yeah.
look out for the other. It's on
Yeah.
the way.
So
Yours
can we get
coming.
your socials for those who don't already follow you, and where they can find the rest of your music? You're on Spotify and all them platforms, aren't you? On Bandcamp?
Yeah,
Yes.
Bandcamp you can sort of buy a bit of merch as well. But I mean, if you go to the Bluntskins.com, that'll sort of link you through to that. And
At the Bluntskins for everything. Though,
yeah, so
essentially.
that's it. Yeah, pretty easy to find online. And yeah, just all the sort of Spotify, Apple Music, all that gear, Tidal,
Yeah.
what other one? Deezer,
Yeah.
Napster Music.
Yeah. On all platforms.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, wicked. Well, thank you very much, guys. Gonna leave it there, but yeah,
Nice one.
Skunkadelic out real soon. Video out real soon. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Big it up.